Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD and come up with daily buyers and trade ideas for the day without having to spend the whole day looking at the charts. So without wasting much time, let's jump onto the Forex Factory where we check our news. So Forex Factory, today's a Thursday. We have high impact news. That's the NFP right over here. So we have NFP today. So there's going to be a lot of volatility injected in anticipation of that news event. So what I would think will happen today is we may have a very slow moving London session, waiting for the news to come out, and when the news comes out, that's when we'll have a strong movement. But nonetheless, because we are looking at the daily, 4-hour and 1-hour time frames, we can still be able to look at our trades and plan our trades. So as such, let's go straight to the charts. So doing a recap of yesterday I was saying that we're gonna have a small range day because it was in anticipation of today, NFP, where we would expect a very big move, okay, due to the volatility injected by the NFP news announcement. However, price actually kept on pushing bearish. Okay, so you can see with this large candle here. All right, so price kept on dropping, and there were zones where we looked at. So the price was in this 4-hour supply zone, and I was saying that it's a bit tricky to look for an hour trade without price having first eliminated this strong low. Okay, but that didn't happen. So what we see is price did come back, mitigate, our 1-hour area, because I was saying our take profit, if we were to take this trade, was going to be below that low, which meant we needed to break structure for us to hit TP. So if we put our stop loss at there and then go for, so as you can see, price needed to really go quite a distance, okay, for it to eventually hit TP. So I didn't take the trade. Some of you might have. All right, but as you can see, if you're taking the trade, price would have still worked out. And besides, we had a second opportunity right here where price did break structure, all right, and then we had a pullback. Although on the pullback we didn't have our conditions for liquidation, all right, the double inducement. Let's see, maybe on the 15 minute. Yeah, even on the 15 minute, we didn't have any double inducement, to make this a high probability sell. However, that was a second trade entry. Okay, so as we can see, price did push down quite a distance, so TP would have been smashed. But this is where we're at now. Okay, so this is our now current swing range. So we'll start back at the daily. Okay, so right now we are now clearly bearish. Okay, we are now clearly bearish. So daily internal is now bearish, targeting to take out this daily internal week low. Okay, and possibly to mitigate this daily demand, this strong demand at this daily swing. So because we are now pushing, okay, the expectation is that this week low, internal low, is gonna go. That's the expectation. Price has already mitigated the premium, okay, right here. Price has already mitigated the premium. So, and now we are now pushing back down. So the expectation is we are going to continue pushing until we eliminate this weak internal low. So looking at the 4-hour, we have broken this internal of the internal strong low. Okay, so price was holding. So initially you see demand area starting to fail. So we had our first demand area fail over here. All right, this was our first demand area that failed, and then this was our second demand area that failed, after which I would say that price is now more likely to just go and take out this low. Okay, and as we can see, that has now happened. All right, so now that that has happened, price can indeed continue bearish, maybe to mitigate this weak demand. Okay, but we also expect that once we've had this strong break, okay, we also expect some pullback to happen before price continues, to take out these lows. So price at this point could continue down. Remember today with these NFP, so that could be a high impact news which would just, cause price to just tank. That's a high impact news that could just cause price to just let me just do this, my charts. So that's a news event that could just cause price to just drop all the way. Okay, and maybe once we reach this, then we can have some kind of reaction, or price could drop here and then push up. Okay, so right now price is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so we really need to have a bit of more development on the price for us to have a clear bias. But high probability zones would be well, the only one that is available on the medium time frame, which is our 4-hour, is this one. Okay, this is the only available zone. If we are to continue bearish, this is the only available zone to short from. Okay, and then if you are wanting to go counter trend, then we might have to wait for this internal or fractal high to be broken. Right, so that means price goes up, creates a new demand area somewhere, and then when it comes back, now you can then take a counter trend trade right there. So that's that is a possibility. Otherwise, you could just set and forget right there, or wait for price to come down, take out that low, and see new structure that's formed, and then we take trades from there. Okay, so in a way, this is a 4-hour supply. Okay, and that's where price is currently. Okay, so we've had this fractal break of structure. We have this fractal break of structure. So if anticipating that price will continue bearish, then price will range probably the whole morning in around this area. Okay, price will kind of, play up in this area until NFP, and then either we might, liquidate the highs and then have a sharp drop, or it may just drop, or liquidate the lows and then, liquidate the lows and then go high. At this point, there's no way of knowing. All we can do is just try to see what is the highest probability and what we can make our decisions based off of. So looking at the 1 hour, okay, so looking at the 1 hour, so this would mean, so this, well, I'll just include those two. So that is my supply. All right, that is my supply right there. So I've just had a strong break. So on the 1 hour, actually, this is my current range. Okay, we had a break of structure. Price had a small, okay, we had a break of structure right there, and then price pulled back, mitigated, and then went. This was a pullback, and then now this is the larger move. So right there, what we have now is we've had a chalk, right, change of character, and then we've had another chalk, bearish, right, or that's my internal, okay, which then makes this my new range. Okay, so we still see that demand zones, they're still failing. All right, demand zones are still failing, which means the bias is still bearish. Bias is still bearish. Bias is still bearish. So yeah, so right now, if I'm to be confident with this trade, I would be waiting for a double inducement. So that means I'll be waiting for price to make some kind of high, which takes out a low, and that high is taken, and then price looks like it's going, and then takes out that low or that newly created high to give us the double inducement before finally price, continues lower to take out this internal wick, 1 hour internal wick low. Okay, so I mean, bearish is the way to go, right? Why? Because we have, look at this, we have a wick. Let me do this. We have a wick. We have a wick. We have a weak internal of the internal, right? We have a weak internal low. We have a weak swing low. We have does to continue down here. Okay, so this is the strong swing, right? Strong swing where we're expecting price to reach. So as it stands, we have a weak internal low and another weak swing low. So I would reckon that price is likely going to take out this and take out that, right? And at least mitigate the daily demand area. Okay, so this is at our strong, right? This is our unmitigated extreme demand, and then thereafter possibly we'll now have a stronger reaction to go bullish, or even targeting the daily week swing high. All right, so right now this is my bias. So we are strongly bearish. There's no two ways. So let's see if we take a risk entry here. Let's just call it 7 and 8, 9. Targeting 2.2. It's actually good because for us to hit TP, price does not need to take out the low. Okay, price doesn't need to take out the low. However, because there's no leg inducement, okay, because there's no leg inducement at the moment, so it is we need to see, for high probability, we need to see the double inducement on the pullback. Okay, right, at least have this take out a low, this being a strong high, and then we have once this liquidation happens, then we have a strong push, which seems as if price is going, and then wait for that as well to be liquidated. And then if all that happens before we mitigate this extreme supply, that'll be good. If it happens within the supply area and it still holds, that's still good, although that would be a bit, it would be a bit nervy. But nonetheless, we are working with probabilities, so price will do what price wants to do. So that's the trade idea for the day. Really, that's the trade idea for the day. So if you find value in this, please like, subscribe, share, turn on notifications. Tomorrow will be on live, same time. Okay. Working trader out. Have a good day.